Howdy, guys. So I wanted to continue with the Tao Te Ching, and we are now on verse 18, which states, "When the greatness of the Tao is present, action arises from one's own heart. When the greatness of the Tao is absent, action comes from the rules of kindness and justice," within quotes. If you need rules to be kind and just, if you act virtuous, which means you're not really virtuous, you're just acting that way, this is a sure sign that virtue is absent. Thus, we see the great hypocrisy. When kinship falls into discord, piety and rites of devotion arise. When the country falls into chaos, official loyalists will appear. Patriotism is born. What's that say about our country? I live in America. And right now we've got a president that some of you are in favor of, some of you are not. But it says ultimately, we have a problem. The problem is not. Let me put this a different way. We need to find peace within ourselves. And the one that we have leading our country desperately needs to find peace within himself. And you can't buy that, Mr. Trump. You can't buy peace. And you can't fake your way into it. And you can't get other countries into making you something that you really shouldn't be. I could go on and on and on when it comes to our president and when it comes to this whole passage with patriotism is born and all of that. Now, do I think the world is a messed up place? No, I do not. I think the world is absolutely incredible. It's a beautiful place. And I believe there is a whole lot more peace and love and harmony than what the world has shown in media and social media. I think it's becoming a little more prevalent as time goes on within the human race that we have something like online where you can just spout out all kinds of crap, just for the sake of arguing and pushing off your negative points of view without any sort of contact or, repercussions. You just feel like throwing out your negativity and your opinions, and the whole world does the same in response. I think if we all focus more upon ourselves and finding peace within our hearts and harmony towards the universe and our creation, we won't have a need for violence. We won't have a need for any of the negativity. And I can keep going on and on and on about negativity. But right now, what I'm doing is talking about the Tao and the Tao Te Ching. And right now, what I'm doing is just simply going over verse 18. 18 actually corresponds to our Creator, not our leader. Do I think our leader is fantastic? No, I really don't. I'm from New York originally, so I know a whole lot more about Mr. Donald Trump and his background than someone that lives in another country. But it doesn't take very much to find out anymore when we have the blessing of an internet. We can just Google about his past and see where his money has come from and where his negativity resides. I feel like our planet, not just America, okay, but I feel like our planet really does need help. A lot of help. But what we need help with is finding peace and harmony within so that it ends up reflecting outward. And I think our president needs to be the first one to do so himself. To be a leader, and a great leader, and to set an example for our country. Because the only example he's setting forth with our country is building walls. And if you know anything about psychology, what is it doing ultimately when you're building walls for yourself? You're separating yourself. What you're doing is manifesting a negative presence versus a positive presence. I'm just going to stop because I'm turning this into a whole political thing because of the word patriotism was used in the Tao Te Ching, which was written long before President Trump was ever born. I love you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful day today. And I do want to end this off with once again saying that we all need to find peace within ourselves so that it in turn reflects outward and we can be a positive role model and teach others properly. Now, your path, which is enlightenment really, when it comes to finding peace and harmony with yourself and your creation and your environment and all of that, right? Your path may be under a label, which negates everything, but it might be under a label of any of the different aspects or sects or whatever you want to call it for Christianity. It could be where you're Buddhist or Muslim or Hinduism, anything really. As long as you're on a path to enlightenment and finding peace and harmony with yourself and your life, no path is the wrong path. Not for you. God forbid anyone says anything against it. But yet, we in turn, a lot of people, will end up saying, oh no, you're wrong. You can't do that. You're not going to find peace if you're doing that. Because they want you to go about doing it their way and only their way. Because a lot of people tend to think that if you're not doing things as they tell you to, and you're not living the life that they tell you to, then you're wrong. Please feel free to subscribe. Please feel free to pass these videos around. Watch as much as you want, as much as you can. Enjoy them. Leave your comments and your questions and concerns. I was going to say concerns first, but interact with me, babies. I love you. Namaste.